Okay, good evening, everyone. Distinguished entrepreneurs in the building. Sorry, I'm again, once again, this is my tech team, just trying to make sure that I align a few things. My apologies. My lighting today is not good at all. So I've been doing a lot of work here and there just to see how to improve on what we have. And I deeply apologize. This seemed to be like the very best that we can likely have at this point. Um, Thank you so much, everyone. I really deeply. We are making changes, and I assure us that we will get to that destination very shortly. For now, it's very painful that we are having to make do with things this way. But changes will be coming in very shortly. In an environment where I didn't have access to a lot of equipment that would be that have been able to help make our projection very better than it is uh, now. But all the same, just pardon the quality of our video. Um, we will be making a lot of changes as we proceed. Okay, that's an assurance that I'm giving to every one of us. So thank you so much for coming on board tonight. It's really been a big pleasure each time that I am we are opportune to host this program. We want to always be talking to you every weekend like this. This is a Friday, and as you can see, um, I'm it's a bit of tiredness on my face because of the level of activities that we did today. Just trying to run around and make sure things are done on order and all of that. So um, I would have personally desired to just be, you know, resting somewhere and all of that. But what other time is best for us to speak to you, great entrepreneurs, if not for a moment like this? So while you are relaxed, we want you to relax while we feed you with the things that can bless your mind and continue to enlarge, I mean, expand your scope when it comes to your business management. So you do the resting, you do the chilling, we do the working, just to make sure you are on board, all right? So well done, everyone who is joining and who's going to join us eventually and who's going to watch us um, after this goes live. Uh, it will be a massive pleasure, right, this evening for us to all be together. Thank you. So today we are again sorry for it starting off a little bit later than we should have. We were all again in the process. It's all me just trying to uh, be right here in this room in this moment where I'm able to, engage you greatly. And also, I deeply apologize. We will be advancing quite a lot of things, and um, all of this sorry here is going to all go away. Okay, so we are going to continue. Our conversation today would be a continuation of where we were in our last conversation. Um, we were talking about market dominance, conquering your market and how to stay, how to, um, you know, um, stay on the top of your market, the secrets you need to know to be able to dominate your market, to stay above your market, to be at the top of the echelon, while the rest would be, trying to grasp their way around. You are making great strides. So that's the conversation we are having. So last week we could not finish the conversation from the very top, but today we are going to try to round up. There's a lot of things to actually say when it comes to conquering your market. There's so much one needs to actually know when it comes to staying on top of your market. But time may not allow us to really be able to say all as we want to, and and provide those feedbacks as we desire to. It's something that we really would love to do, right? But Anyways, it's an ongoing conversation, right? But I think after this today's program series, the next week's series would be on different conversation. But today we'll be ending market dominance, secrets to dominate your market. The market is conquering your market. Basically, we're going to end it today, and then from tomorrow we will now be talking about other things about being about your business. So there are different conversations we're having. We'll at some point to speak about your finance. It all boils down to every moment, every Friday, you always here to just learn the secret nuggets that will keep you at the very leading edge of what you do. So there are different conversations we're going to be having. As I promised, we'll also be having guests who will be on this platform to have to talk to us as well, just as you are here, just as you've seen my face a couple of times, you would also be able to see other mixed faces and hear them share their own journey of entrepreneurship with you so that we can all learn at large. Like I said last week, the difference between the man there, up there, and somebody over here is knowledge. And in every knowledge, in knowledge, there is an edge. We discover that what ends the knowledge is no edge, no edge. So the knowing gives you an edge, right? An edge above others, all of that. So that knowledge is something that we are going to, if you have knowledge, number one, and also have the know-how of how to apply the knowledge, right, you're just going to excel greatly. But when you do not have the knowledge and even the know-how to apply the knowledge, you're going to be somewhere beneath, and that's what causes a lot of pain. So business for me is sweet when you are winning. But you need to learn the tactics of winning. Yes, you have to learn. If you do not learn the tactics of winning, you're going to lose. And if you lose, you're going to cry. If you cry, it's like, oh, you're just going to be in pain. But you know how you play chess now. I keep saying, you know how we play our chess games, how we play other games. That's really how business is also. So you play it like you play chess, and you just get to basically learn how everything really works. So it's an honor once again to be with you tonight. My name, my name. Let me keep my name. All right. So last week we discussed a couple of things about um, being able to conquer in our business. We said a couple of things. We shared a couple of secrets, about five of them actually. I would have loved to hear from you if you were in the class. Just drop in the comments. What did you pick about the topics we talked about? There are five things that we said that if you want to win in your market, you need to actually do those things. You need to conquer. If you want to conquer your market, you need to do the five things. So there are things that we mentioned. I'd like you to go on the platform and just share with us, if you can remember, on the chat. Just share with us on the chat what you know, right, or what you can remember about what it takes to win or conquer in your market. I'm waiting for you. 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 I am waiting for you. So, what do you think that what points can you remember? What points can you remember about conquering, winning in your market, right? What are the points? There are 5 points I mentioned. So can you remind me of anyone that you just put it on the chat? All right. Awesome, 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 awesome. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. The number one point is mastering your market. You need to master your market. You really need to understand the market properly. You need to like do a deep dive study, a very thorough study. So yes, that's a very correct point. You need to do a very thorough study of um, of your market. I mean, it's a no brainer that if you want to dominate something, you have to understand something very well. That's why I think I remember I mentioned, give an example that what do you call it again? Back in those days, I used the example like I said Troy. Back in those days where they do sword, although they do still do it today. If you want to conquer a kingdom, you must understand them. I think I made an example of what you call it, Iran and Israel. You know how Iran did some big blows on Israel in their last 12 days war, but Israel did some quite serious damages to Iran, and because they were doing more of targeted attacks, just go straight to who they want and just pam, take the person out, and all of that, and that was possible because they had intelligence from the inside, so they understood the environment, they knew how to first of all penetrate their intelligence, all of that. So you really have to master your market, to study your market, know your market. So I think the next topic I talked about was developing what's called a UVP, a unique value proposition, right? So, what is this new thing you want to offer the market? Now, after you've studied the market, you've understood what the market is looking for, you've understood the dynamics of the market. So, it's now time for you to now say, okay, market, I am coming with this product, coming with this service, coming with this unique approach. You really have to, because if you do not do that, you will find yourself doing exactly what other person is doing, or just playing within the few. So you need to understand the market, see part of studying the market will actually help you to know the unique the needs, the pain points the market is having, and it will now help you to know how to tailor your service, tailor your product, tailor your delivery to be able to give the market a unique approach, right? So you see, the beauty of competition is that there is a lot of blends. So today, if you don't like to take cowbell chocolate, there is peak milk for you. I mean, cowbell milk rather. There is peak milk for you. There is Three Crowns, although I heard Three from Macedo. Also, they part of those that they develop Three Crowns as well, right? And all of that. Not it's their product, not 100% at the moment. It's in fact, it was a conversation someone like, really, and I didn't bother to actually check at the time, but that would be my assignment to be very sure. But of course, Promacedo produced peak, but that of Three Crown, not very certain. But I'm going to take my check again. Maybe in the next class, I will be more sure of that. But the whole game was that they became the competition, because when you go to these household beverages, um, commonly in the Nigeria, if you're not seeing cowbell, you're seeing pig, you're seeing Three Crown. I think is the I think there is Dano, yeah, and a few other ones, right? So so if indeed Romashida actually developed Three Crown, and is a very smart business move, bringing out a very good competition, not competition, like alternative to your product. Usually Peak is usually full cream. Even their full cream is actually full cream. It's most companies have not actually gotten the difference between Peak. Anyways, I'm not talking about milk today. I'm just simply saying the uniqueness you bring into your market, right? If you're within the banking sector, one of those days when GT came on, GT Bank came on full board, everybody had their unique brand perception. Zenith came with excellent Zenith. If you don't have a certain amount of money, you can't even open an account with them. So it's for big boys, it's for the bigger guys. Then GT, I think, came with the youth vibe. These people with the school vibe, right? Younger people, younger techie people, right? That's the approach GT came with. So people have different approaches you need to bring in. So you study the market, you see the yearnings of the market, the expectations, the next level desire, and then you develop what your product is and all that. So that's part of this. So there are a lot of other points we talked about five of them. So you can just go back to the video of last week and just get all the 5 points we talked about. So today we will continue on the same point, and so we'll be talking about the sixth point today, which is marketing. Yes, which is your marketing actually. Um, um, After you have effectively determined what your pricing would be, you build that your brand, and then you determine what your pricing is, effective pricing, that can really help you to penetrate the market very well, and stay on top. The next thing you need to now design is what is called your marketing channels. Your marketing channels, right? You really need to clearly identify what your marketing channels are. First of all, design your marketing program. So I remember where we build management systems for organizations. In fact, again, I'm just coming out from an audit process where we part of the continual improvement requirements that we gave the auditor is you need to build management system to sustain the result you've achieved today. It's you just you I know there's a rush for us to get to the point where you get results, get your report, and everybody was happy anyways because of how good the audit was, right? But that's not really the goal. The goal is system. If you don't design system, right? If you don't design system, you are going to have problem. All that we have built will crack down it by the next day. And if somebody returns back here in 3 months' time to check your system, person will be like, is it the same people that had this kind of result? That's the one thing very bad about building systems when you want to get certifications, international certifications. But that's a different conversation. So we were doing one project for an organization. So part of their marketing department, we were when we got to their session, their unit, we said, please can you show us your existing processes and process documentations and all of that. So while we were looking through, one of the things we saw was their marketing plan or program, yeah, marketing program. So while we went through the marketing program, yeah, that was not what we came for anyways. We didn't come to look at their marketing part. We came to design the entire quality management system. So, but when I saw the marketing part and program, I'm like, this marketing program is not. My core this thing was that I see there's a difference, there's a deviation between this marketing program and the core objective of the business at this point. There's a discontinuity. There's a fancy stuff you want to do, and it's going to cost you some money. But I don't see the core impact on the objective the business wants to achieve at this point. So we said, in interestedly, please can you share this program for us? Let's just see. Is it part of what I should share with you? I don't know. It's not to. Please go ahead, keep your document. I just that's what you okay, that's fine. We took it and went away. The way the defense came. So why I just remember this was that I didn't that was one of the times where someone just gave me a response and I didn't even bother to engage you again. I just okay, that's fine, it's okay. But the response came in when this point where it looks like somebody is attacking or that there's a language I'm trying to remember, but it was apprehensive. Yes, quite apprehensive in the response. I'm like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Just go ahead. So, because it looks like, oh, we want to copy your program. I said, "What program?" This one I just scanned through. I'm surprised for you, but of course I can't share this with you so that it doesn't start looking as though we are not saying that you're because I mean you're well paid for what you're doing, but anyways, well, to call us, it didn't take very long when I now learned of the deep problem. The owner of the business actually does not feel that he's doing so much. When you talk about him, like I mean, so it's like he's just getting to a point where he wants to. Well, he didn't know that part because when we're not discussing with the owner of the business, I could feel the level of frustration because when I saw what I saw versus what I know this person wants or this it's and that's one of the things I try to build on our team. I don't while I enjoy the fancy stuff, like for example, um, nice don't get me wrong, please. Nice video shots, this that's one of those beautiful things that makes multimedia, marketing, social media engagement very sweet. So they can be able to have 200 likes, 1 million likes. If I have 1 million likes and I'm not seeing conversion, I'm not seeing people that are seriously talking about business based on what we do. I am personally not feeling any impact. I don't think we are because I don't think we have achieved anything because it takes a lot of expenses on a consistent base to sustain maybe the entire team that is working doing that. So if we are making those expenses on a daily basis on a and the impact we are getting is we have 150 likes, 1,500 likes today, and then you see, so that was the case. But it's a good number. That's why again, if you're within the maybe comms team of your company that you're hearing this, please pay a good attention. Let all that you do, yeah, from your point, be in line with the strategic as result that the company will want to get. Every company wants to hear you tell them how they will make more money, how they will bring in new customers. I just today I was speaking with somebody and my very very big elder brother. So one of the things he shared with me was that in his company he chases PO more than the invoice. So you know what I mean? I mean, PO, purchase order, invoices, invoices, the invoice you give out so that customer can be able to pay the money that they've done. So invoices is issued after you've completed a particular project, right? So him as the owner of the company, right, the founder, he's looking for PO. POs are purchase order. That's the new order a client would give you to be able to bring in more, bring in do new services. So that's what he's pushing. So he leaves invoicing to the accounting people. Who do you want to be doing that one? That one is because I know that once I have a PO with a customer and we have a contract, that money must drop. It might take it more. That money must drop. So he's chasing that order. So my point is, if you are bringing in analytics, bringing in fantastic stuff that does not relate to how the company gets more POs, if it's a servicing company, or how it gets more customers, it will not get the best attention of the this. No matter how you want to, that's why you see feeling frustrated. Oh, he's not listening to me. He will listen to you. He won't listen to you because they are the ones that understand the bills that go out on a consistent basis. So if the value you're getting from this is that we have more people that liked our content, and we now have more viewership on our content, and in all this viewership and liking, nobody said, this is your market. Oh, how do they sell them? Is it okay? Can I know more about this market? Can you I know of a particular big company that completely moved away their one person was just complaining, I work with this company, I've done a lot for them, but they just woke up one day, asked me to go. I'm like, why would they ask you to go? I'm sure you're billing them heavily because what are you doing? He was doing is a digital marketer. Abi? Yes. Digital marketer. I saw just one Facebook, LinkedIn post. I was just smiling. Why wouldn't they ask you to go? I know the things I put. They say they will ask you to go because those stuffs you are doing is good. It makes sense, but it doesn't speak the money language. So after I've made a lot of expenses, too much. Now while you are doing that, the person who actually goes to talk to a customer about the company's services, sells it and wins over, is the person that had the attention that's the person. Because that's the person that's bringing in the blood that is keeping everybody going, and all of that. So what's my point is, whatever you want to do in your this thing, always make sure that you communicate that in numbers. Put it in numbers. How will these things give the numbers that my company is going to look at? Both whether it's a long term, medium term, short term, put it in numbers. It makes all the sense to everybody who wants to listen. Anyways, that's what I saw at the time, and then but eventually, that was the issue the management had with the person. And I don't know eventually when we finished if the person, but I'm sure by now maybe both the company and the person has parted ways. But that's on a different discussion. So what's my point here is that you need to design your marketing channel. So the gap I saw there was that both the marketing program was not in line with the best approach the company would do to maybe increase, if it's visibility you're looking at. That visibility again is tied to number. So if 5 million persons are following us, what is the tendency that we're going to be making, what do you call it, making conversions? If it's not conversion, how does 5 million persons make people who come to check us, people who are going to pay, come and say, now that I have 5 million persons, it means you're a reliable business, I'm going to do business with you. So how does that 5 million persons equate to somebody who's going to have a brand have an assurance in our brand? So you need to also put those things in number, right? So if 5 million, if you have up to 1 million followers and 500,000 likes, people will trust more that you are doing, that what you are serving in the market is better. Let it make sense that way. If he's not thinking that, it's just, we have a social media platform that 5 million persons are on, and everything they're doing there is more like keeping people going, keeping the platform going, but there is no iota of anybody there about the 5 million persons saying, this company, what I would do, how does it interest me? Another angle, somebody comes in, when you build this thing, companies can come into you and say, let's partner with you to sell our market through you. That's where it makes sense to me. Okay, you build this very strong portfolio. is very high, then maybe you can use it in the future to start doing advertising business. People can advertise through our platform. Even maybe Google can advertise and pay us. That's when it makes a lot of sense. I said, okay, in that case, let's invest all the money that should be invested and then get it done. But if you're not speaking these numbers, again, sorry, I'm digressing a lot to this because I think it's a pain that that would need to be addressed. Whoever it is that is listening, right? Eventually, um, when after now, even the point is, even people that will hear it after now, please take note. This you see the way I'm saying, you can see that it's coming from. A, please take note. Make sure you put it in numbers. I'll wrap up with this. To this just this evening before we finished our meeting with the client after an audit. Before I got their attention, when they were having issues, as we made recommendations, please purchase this, purchase that, spend here. I'm not talking about spending millions to do this. It was giving them, I had to call them down. I started putting it in number. I told them the value they're going to get should they pass this audit and get to this in terms of number. It made sense. And even when we finished, as soon as we finished, as soon as when we were now having a meeting, final meeting with management, I reminded them what I said the first time. I said a lot of key points that now you've on this. Make sure you sustain this so that this is that they were so happy and excited, and I can see their pump to go and do more. So about people that spend millions in his very space of very little amount of days, and we are willing to go and dig more and spend more because when we are seeing in real sense that when I invest all of this whole thing, this is the value I'm going to get in terms of my business. Even if it means to go and take loan anywhere, you do that. It will make sure, provided the result comes and all that. And so that's how the person gets attention. And if today, if you pick up call and say you are getting straight attention because you are like a solution provider, or somebody who is a so please again take note of this, right? I think this one is not for business owners. This one is for uh, partners to business owners. Take note of this. This is how best to get attention on what when you want to talk to top management or anybody or an investor, even an investor. This is how best to get their attention on what you're offering. So your marketing channels must be very well designed. So the type of organization I was giving as an example, I had a few gap with it and all that, but that's by the way. I believe they sorted it out eventually and had a good result for themselves. So you need to first of all design your marketing program, then now design your marketing channels. Now, which of the channels will give you the best result? And again, what is the result? Is the result that you want to gain more visibility within your space, you want to be known more as an authority in this area, or what is the objective? So you need to design a channel that you're going to use to do your marketing and you'll be heard very loudly, right? So are you going to do a digital marketing? Are you going to do a traditional marketing? Are you going to do digital marketing? That is a combination of both digital and traditional. Find what works for you, but design your channel, right? In line with the best approach to achieve the business objective. Design it and then take that approach. Very, very key. Hear me. Marketing channels are like streams, dredging a stream. When you dredge a river, you remove all the debris that is covering it, then it can have more space to widen. That's how it is. So if you've had a good product, but you've not had the best way to push it out, you're going to feel frustrated and you're not dominate. So as you're studying a market, now you've known, okay, this is the best price I'm going to bring in. So what is the best marketing I'm going to use to enter? Should I use influencers? So it's not that everybody's using influencer. Let's say it's a lie. Your influencers may not work the best for you. Should I do digital advertising? Right? Or if it's digital advertising, which of the channels? You need to define clearly the channels that works best for your business. Then you stay on that channel. That's one thing that we need to do. All right. So on that. So because again, remember that you're trying to dominate the market. So you're also trying to make sure that you do what other people excuse me. Yeah. You're trying to do what other people within your market are not doing. So you need to now look at what's the best approach you're going to be able to use to get the best all the attention that you need to get in your marketplace. This is very, very vital. And I believe that we're going to take very good note of this. Okay. So the next is, but this one is a very good point. Please take a cotton ball, clean your ear very well. Hear me on this one. The next is design your customer experience. Today I was sharing something again with somebody, and we're just having a conversation. I said part of the issues that we personally had when we started, was that we were more of project-based people. Just project comes and you go on site, engage customers, engage clients, and go back. But there's a lot of this difference between being in the project, doing project, and leading a business to success. There's a massive difference between that. So it took a lot of hard pain to move. So part of the difficult part of the things that we weren't able to do initially was to intentionally carve out what the market, the customer experience the customer is going to have with our product, starting from the first touch point to the last touch point, end to end. You need to design the customer experience from end to end. Remember, you are trying to dominate your market. So you've understood, you built a very good marketing, you design a good marketing channel, you know the best. Now remember that marketing channel, you can't design it without data. Yes, data is going to be very primary to help you what do you call it, know the best channel to. That's why whatever channel you're doing, let's go and do TikTok marketing. In terms of number, what is the expected numbers a TikTok market is going to give to the objective of the business? Hear me. The analysis is it is very broad. It can't be done. No. What do you mean? There's no way you can know. There's always a way you can know. Just like you don't want to do it. There's always a way you can be able to put in numbers the value a TikTok marketing and influencer marketing is going to give to your business. Just that the pathway to it is quite stressful or demanding, so you don't want to go through that route. But there's always a way. My point is, once you've found that out and design your channel, then you now need to design your customer experience from end to end, from each touch point. What is it going to look like? How unique do we want to be to customers and give them a unique experience that when they touch us from the beginning, they feel different about us? When GIGM, GIGM is today is one of the leading interstate transport company in Nigeria. Interestingly, I mean, the other day I was looking for ABC because I was one time ABC was just the same thing GIGM was doing, but at some point I started seeing less of ABC, but now I now know their strategy. So I think they divested a little from interstate. They're still interstate or interstate, though I think they use the long buses more now. They just moved away from that regular short buses, moved to long buses, or moved more into logistics. Even though the logistics aren't too as good as it is, in my opinion, it's still flapping wings to the likes of GIGM. Because GIGM is still giving them a run for their money. Anyways, that's the beauty of competition, right? But my point is, when GIGM came on board, like when they renovated themselves, and then came on board, one of the things that they promised was customer experience. They give you an alternative to flight. So, flight is comfort and speed. That's what it gives you. Flight gives you comfort and speed. That's you move at you relax well. Your legs are not crunched. Although not so for for example, for some CRJs now, some small planes, the legs cannot exactly be as free as you want it. But anyways, because it's a very short distance, before you know you're already at your destination. It doesn't really matter. But that's different. So a plane gives you comfort and speed as part of their unique packages. Why? So JG said, I'm going to give you comfort, and why, of course, driving at a long distance. They didn't promise you so much speed because they don't also want to enter into accident. So their speed is just within the safety zone, but you're going to be very comfortable. You're going to relax in your cushion, be watching TV. At some point, they came in with when you get to their checkpoint, not the various checkpoints, they have it up until now. They will give you snacks there. I know. I think they give you snacks from the station, and all. They tried that at some point. I think they pushed it out. Well, they wanted to build a very nice customer experience. We were part of those that patronized them. I remember those days. Um, they also did something like there's another car they brought out. I think something seater. If you it's for premium, the other bus is beautiful. It gives you a nice comfort, but this one is premium at an necessary level. So you pay additional money. And people are paying, you know, and all that. And you pay, you enter the bus, and then you are out. So you relax well. You are enjoying. You're eating your popcorn. If you're a popcorn person, you'll see your movie. It is in front of you, right? While you're on the journey of 14 hours. So they brought in comfort inside that, and people, were moving for it. So that's a customer experience that was pre-designed from the beginning and then executed. Now, you remember you are trying to dominate the market, and actually, when they brought it in, they swept the market. That's why even up until now, they still have a loyal customer base, of which I'm humbly one of them. Anything that's going to make me use a road trip, it is GIGM or GIGM. In fact, one of the beautiful things they also do too, part of the experiences is that you will never, I don't know for other people, but they will never allow you to get stuck on the road and there is no help until it won't take very long. There will be one of their bosses. So the way they did the entire thing is that if you as a GIGM driver, either you're coming from Yanupaja to going to East, for example, Yanupaja, Aja, any other part of the Lagos you're coming from, if an Yanupaja motor breaks down the road and you from Aja, you must stop that car. Once you see a GIGM car on the road, you must stop it and come out and ask the person the question. If the car is broken down, you have to pick somebody and drop at the nearest station, and then that's how they. So I've experienced that car breakdown. I think about twice or thrice in their journey, and it didn't take long. We moved into other transport and we moved. Same GIGM. So they have that as one of their cautions. So it is sweeping the market thoroughly for them and all of that. So and making it easy. So they pre-designed it from the beginning. That's why, and when they pre-designed it, because they pre-designed it, they knew that for us to achieve this kind of a customer experience, we're going to have a lot of buses. So they found a way to get all the money they needed, and they got all the buses in there, and even got the drivers in there. They pre-trained them. So you must pre-design those things. That's why it's a pre-design. You design it and then now be able to execute it accordingly. Yeah, so very, very, very vital customer experience, because the center of the business you are doing is to provide value to customers. So if you want to dominate their market, you're going to provide the highest value to market, to the customers. And that highest value is not just about the superiority of your product or service, but the experience a customer has or will have by encountering your product from end to end. If they have very beautiful, seamless experience, it makes it very easy for them to stay with you, stick with you, be stuck with you. I mean, there are people now in your own life that no matter what, I must go and meet Mama Ejima shop. No, there's this, each time I want to buy something, the people that in your heart, you're already picking this is the best person I'm going to buy because of the feeling you have over them. There's some people you don't want to, no, I don't want to. And all that. You had that experience. So can you tilt it backwards and imagine a customer coming to buy from you? How would they feel, or how are they feeling about you? So the experience, you have to build it from the beginning up to the end. It's very, very vital. Right. So that's one of the core things that you must do when it comes to desiring to conquer your market. Now, after you have put that in place, the next point would now be for what we call um, scaling and innovation. You are going to now design a system to scale. Yeah. Now let me branch on that a little bit. Most business don't plan themselves for going beyond their current point. I want to say something here now. A thing just hit me. So I remember one time personally, I was just a bit, saying just praying, just as I do, like I said earlier, I'm a personally a faith-based person. So I was just, God, I'm trusting for this kind of customers now. This one, that one, down. What do you do? And then deep down, there was this very hot question in my head. If this kind of customer hits you now, do you have the capacity to serve them, all of them effectively without mixing quality anywhere? And our eyes were like, really, really, really. So I was like, that's just it. I mean, if you are God, are you going to are you going to and this boy and I'm asking you this, are you going to say no? I don't want to kill you. So I'll just give you what you can handle. Yeah. And so the goal was go and scale up, go and put a script, put a system to enable you to scale that no matter the extent, you know the extent of numbers you are looking at. So you must design your system for scale. That's the pre-design it. So in fact, I'll put it this way: start from onset to know the capacity you can be able to do, capacity you can be able to serve the market, so that it actually even limits the your marketing effort. So you know, for example, we can't serve in a month, you can't produce more than 100 million units of or more than 1 million unit of something. Then you try to it will actually going to help you to sort of limit your marketing activities or sales activity to but even at that, that's not even a good example because you need to actually get ready to go beyond, because there's another angle again to this. If a customer hits you and give you an order. This order doesn't even come all the time anyways, but if it does come and I say, I want somebody who can deliver this at this level, and you say, no, I can't do it, there's a chance that even if they have something else in future that you can do, they may not want to come to you. That's another, again, it's a side. Now, think it from your side. Think it. That's why I keep telling people around me, please be a can-do person. Can do, can do, can do, can do. I can do it. And I can do it. You just give me 10 minutes, give me 2 hours. I come back and pan. Because when you are a can-do person, people will always be coming to you with at the slightest of their, especially if you're within a servicing space, as slightest or consulting space, if as slightest of their concerns, they will hit you for. You must be a can-do person, not a. Anyways, I don't want to delve into all of that. So put your system in such a way that you can be able to scale and stretch to any angle you need to stretch so that you can be able to achieve the values that you need to achieve. Then innovation, you must always change your tactics. You need to redesign how you can uh, continue to start serving your market, right? So you must always change. Today, again, we were part of this conversation. I was like, because there were a lot of discussions we had today. Part of the discussion I was having, had today was on the new technologies one can leverage to be able to deliver what we deliver a little bit differently, and also, redesign our service, our entire product package so that it gives more value to customers, right? So it was part of the conversation, and that conversation was just built on what we are able to do as an organization, all of that. So it is very, very vital that you innovate. You really need to innovate. Just innovate your business, just transform the business, design product line that is going to make you to consistently be where you need to be at all the times, right? It is very, very vital, very, very key, very, very key. You must find out new ways, right, to deliver. We are talking about the carry and delivery and being on top of the market. There must be new ways that other people are not leveraging or you don't see. That when you hit on, it will keep you on top of it. That you must find it out and stay on it. That's something that is very vital. All of that. So, uh, I'm really sorry. I'm just seeing the time now. I'm like, whoa, hey. All right, we started up a bit late, about 30 minutes later than we should have, and so it's supposed to be around for 5 minutes to an hour. We're having our commission is done, so I will be wrapping up in the next just in the next few minutes. Okay, I really apologize again, and we promise that in subsequent program we would do well with timing so that you are able to not to miss out on anything on this. So the last but not the very least point is should I bring this up? Good money management. Yeah, I will let you know why I had to hesitate on this. It's usually very, very concerning or very challenging to advise a growing business on money management, especially if you are in that business model where you are maybe your personal life is also hinging on your business. Of course, you do business to solve personal problems, but business is an entity of its own that must not spend more than it is earning. Yeah. And must also be having savings and must also be reinvesting its profits, its income. Yes, yes, yes. And must have its own overhead costs. Business is an individual. So if you know how, as an individual, you should not be broke. Your business must not be broke. So as a company owner, you need to know when to stop taking from the business. Anyways, money management is a very vital aspect that you need to find a way. So, if your balance sheet is not balancing well, find a way to solve the problem. Either to find funds outside, find partnerships that will bring in, take care of certain things, but you need to find a way, right? It's tough actually as a small business owner. It's very tough, especially if you're in that space and if you're on a full-time space basis on your business, you are going to find yourself failing on this a lot because I mean there's no other way you earn money now, if not from the business, all of that. So it's something that we need to actually find a way around. But good money management ensures you stay above. Why do I say so? You hear this word cash is king, my brother. I say that cash. Truly in the marketplace is the king. The language people hear well is because cash is power. Cash in the business world is power. Is power. It gives you a man who has cash can address a lot of things, but a man who doesn't, or a business that has cash can address a lot of things. No, sorry, I scratch that part of a man. A business that has cash can address quite a lot of problems, but a business that does not have cash won't be able to address a number of concerns. You can't be able to address it. You can't. So there's some innovations you want to do, you're cash strapped, you can't do that, you keep quiet. But when you have all the money that is in the world to have and or that you need to have, you are always able to. And then another thing again is very small secret. People partner with those that have. If you don't have, you don't look serious. Please take this. Partnership comes with those that you need to have. You cannot be totally out and say you are you really need to have, right? So in totality or everything is that good money management is going to keep you on air. So you want to conquer your market, you can only conquer with power and cash is what gives you that power. So if you're if you're very sure of what you are bringing to the market, right, and you've seen the value it's going to bring in, and you've done your cost benefit analysis, and you've seen the benefit heavy overweighting the costs, and you've seen the a lot of things you've studied, then go all out and get cash and do the job. And once the cash comes in, I remember when we were talking about a particular product, and somebody says, "Don't worry, we're going to look for cash for you, so I'll give you." But when we give you cash, we don't want you to come and someone say, "Give you cash," and then you go and buy a ferry. No, but you go and buy a yacht. A yacht. I mean, what do you call that one? But you buy a yacht and all that. And while you were saying that, I remember, I remember I saw one of these startups funded and kind of heavy salary that the CEO is earning. I mean, I like it too. The kind of car the CEO drives, and you ask, yeah, these are the things I need to make sure I'm able to deliver well and all that. I'm like, I don't know who gave you this cash, but if you're the one that gave you this cash and spending this way, I will jail you. Even though it's a blah blah, I'm going to put you in jail. I can't watch you live this kind of luxurious. I didn't give you this cash to live this luxurious life. Give yourself this kind of best cars and have this kind of fat salary, and then you're saying that we're still testing the product, we're still testing. At the end of the day, you come back in three and tell me that you've burnt out your entire cash. And what's the where are you now? We didn't do anything. That's why Venture capital is something I've been taking my time. Like I don't understand because I can't sit back and watch you get people's investors' money, put in and then pour into your business, and then you go and burn it. And come back and tell me that this one, and I check your overhead, and I'm seeing heavy salaries, heavy resources spent, and that's one thing about people that are very that have a lot of cash. When you have a lot of cash, it sometimes limits the way you think. Oh, let me put it this way: it limits your grassroots thinking. Yeah, again, things are good. When you don't have cash, it limits you. If you have a lot of cash, it still limits you. It still limits the way you think. There is a way a hungry man that is desperate to a hungry business that is desperate to survive thinks innovatively that a business that has a lot of cash will not think in that light. Because when you are seated at Victoria Land in a very one of the skyscrapers offices there with very nice, I mean, you're starting your business already. You're saying that we want to get an office space where you could have been working from home remotely. We say, oh no, office space. Let's go to one of these high-rise building in Ikoyi and get a space there where you're going to pay like 20 million per annum for rent alone, then furnish it with another 20 million, then you are burning cash. Now, what is the value that 40 million, especially, what is the value is going to bring to the business in that next 1 year? Because you are making an investment for 1 year. Look, although you had other assets you bought, it can last, but an asset that stays for more than 1 year is already the what you call that is already depreciating. The value of you're going to sell it after 1 year is not going to be the same value you bought it. And even an interesting thing is that you are hit by constant inflation. So if you bought something at 1 naira today, so that it's 7 naira tomorrow, you want to get a buy that thing, you cannot buy it again at 1 naira. You can never. In this current economy of the country, no, that thing will now be 150 kobo. So the question is, you've made some losses. Of course, the depreciation has happened. So even when you mark up to that exact amount, you have to get like another markup again to be able to buy the same product you bought or earlier. So you see the whole dynamics works. So why do you need to spend an amount of money and be in a space? What value is it bringing to the business in terms of number? So when you have a lot of cash, you don't think. It sometimes it pushes you. Meanwhile, there's another approach you'd have given. That's why there's a testimony I shared. As a testimony I shared one time, we were looking for a certain amount of cash, and I can remember every day that I keep thinking God that I think that money didn't hit the hand, because if that money entered the hand and I spent it the way I planned it, I would be in serious pains by now, because I would have seen how foolishly I devoured money somewhere, you know, and all that, because I saw the money was there and you didn't think properly, you didn't take your time. Sometimes you see money just to price market well. You'll be able to sit back and do a good bargaining to get the best value because the money is there. So, anyways, it's a different conversation. So, good money management is something that you need to really be to have to be able to help you dominate your market and stay above and all of that. So, it's been an interesting conversation, really, and this is something that personally we share. These are based on our experiences that we just bring these things out, so that you are also able to know them and live by them. So, number one thing again, just to recap, you have a very good marketing program and then leverage good marketing channels. And number two will be to have what do you call it, a very good design, a very good customer experience from end to end, from endpoint to endpoint, and then try to see how to implement it. So design it, because you are trying to stay above the market. So you need to design it and then implement it. If you're just entering the market, you're designing the customer experience from end to end. But if you're already in the market, design and implement it. Let it be effective. You let the customers begin to feel the impact of that. Then after you've done that, then you look at the point of scaling. You scale your operations to be able to match up with the level of orders or level of demands we're having. Then you innovate your product, you innovate your services, so that you can be able to continue to provide value to the highest person in the industry. And then lastly, but not the least, is good money management and all of that. So you need to have that good money management skills so that you can be able to manage the bloodline, the fluidity of your business. And by doing so, you are able to actually stay above. So with these very few points of mine, I hope I have convinced you, but not confused you, that to be able to stay on top, dominate your market, you need to do the following things that we've listed from last week to this week. And also, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We're racing with time. We have just we have just a few minutes to 1 hour, and all of that. So we don't want to exceed that. So now it's the time for us to entertain your questions. So if you do have any question that you want to ask, please feel free, share it on the platform, on the chat box. What is your question? What do you want to ask questions on? Where do you want to get feedback on? Kindly go ahead and let us know on the section, on the comment section. We are listening, we are paying attention. We want to hear you. Where do you want to get the feedback on? What's the feedback you want? I mean, what's the feedback you intend to get? I mean, what's would you like to question would you like to ask us? What clarity do you want to get here and there in your own personal business? What feedback would you like to get to be able to advance you? So just share what you desire, you've learned so far, and what you intend to do differently, so that it also helps us to also uh, know that you are doing very well. I mean that you got something, a great value out of all of this. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. 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 Okay, it's been an interesting conversation, right? Um, okay, all right. So all other questions that will be taken care of eventually. You have all our channels. So any question that is we're not able to answer here, please feel free to reach out to us. So once again, my name is Chedoze. I work with Asti Business Consult, and I'm a principal consultant at the organization. And I'm very passionate personally to see people succeed. There's a test message I would have loved to show us, but again, it's private. Feedback that's a client, or not necessarily a client, but a vendor to a client shared with me something we did, and we were just trying to put them through. So the feedback where you hear that things like you are somebody who is very passionate with things, with solutions, you want to actually really bring out the very best. You go all out, and all the values and all that. It's something that we were very delighted to hear, right? We're not doing these things because in fact I didn't even expect that I was going to hear such kinds of feedbacks, but they do came. They came from out of the abundance of the heart of the person that spoke, and all that. We're able to get a lot of things that uh, we we are hearing. So it's always a joy and delight at all the times to um, be where we can be, to be able to help you. So it's my passion personally, as the point I'm trying to make, to see businesses advance, to see you succeed, and and the organization at large has been designed to walk you through the entire journey of success from end to end. So remember that, look at us as your everyday partner. We want to work with you from where you are to where you desire to be. So just feel free, reach out to us on any of our channels. Go to our website at www.astbusinessconsult.com. You find our website, you find us there. All our contact information is over there. Reach out to us with anything. Go to our social media at Astu Business Consult NG on all our platforms. You're going to see us there. Reach out to us on any of those platforms, and we'll be right here waiting for you to hear you. We are here. Our mission is to help you. Our ambition is to see you succeed. Right. So feel free, come to us and 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 uh, and enjoy the bounties of the fruitfulness that we want to share with you, and advance what we want to share with you. All right. So until next week, I see you. I'd like you to continue to enjoy yourself. This is weekend, so it's Friday, and it's thank God it's Friday. So until we meet again next week, please continue to enjoy yourself, continue to advance on your business. Take your time this weekend to read one business book or the other, and advance the course of your understanding, right? And feel free to stay on top of our channels. We have a lot of content that can bless you, that can be of very good help to you, all of that. Yeah. And get ready. We will be sending you emails very soon, directly on various subject matters and even our daily updates. That's one of the things we're working on right now, to be hitting your box very, very soon. So until we meet again next time, enjoy the best of the weekend and the new week to come. Um, Take care and bye.